From the knees.
Guys, it's not that heavy.
Everybody, welcome back to Most Craved. I'm William Bibiani from Crave Online.
I'm Silas Lesnick with ComingSoon.net.
And I'm Jenna Bush with Geek Nation.
And this week on Most Craved, Comic-Con. Comic-Con's coming up. We're going to be talking about the stuff we're looking forward to. But first and foremost, Thor's a woman now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Check that out.
Okay, so here's the thing. I posted something about this, and I got a lot of pushback on it. I actually think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
My one issue is where they announced it on The View.
They announced it, and they announced that they were going to announce, like, a new big Marvel thing's going to be announcing on The View. And I think a lot of us are kind of hoping, like, maybe they would announce, like, the Miss Marvel movie or something.
Well, they said Thundering. I kind of assumed it would be a Thor thing.
Yeah.
By the way, Ms. Marvel's shirt, because Ms. Marvel is my favorite.
Yes, yes. She's marvelous. But here's the thing with Thor. Marvel has never been very good about handing like a character's mantle off to anyone else. It's more of a DC thing where they'll let someone else be Green Lantern or they'll let someone else be Robin, for example. But Marvel is always, eventually it's going to revert back. You know, I don't care whose brain Dr. Octopus was invading, but Peter Parker's coming back to Spider-Man. So do we even think this is going to last? This is neat.
I would be shocked if it does. I have to say, I love the character design. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I will be cosplaying as this at some point in the future. I think it's kind of amazing. I have no problem with them changing characters because they do it all the time. I think it's a little odd that the implication is that they're going to call her Thor. And they're saying, oh, it's not temporary, it's not Thorina, it's not Lady Thor, although she will. See, here's the thing. If you're going to try to bring in more female comic fans, which I fully support, maybe we don't change a male character into a female character. Not that they shouldn't do this, because it's really cool, but I don't know if this is the marketing ploy to do it.
The counter-argument for that, I think, is it's difficult to introduce a new comic book character and have them become a flagship character.
Yeah, that's true.
What they're doing here is they're taking a flagship character of the Marvel Universe and making that character female because they have an excuse to, because of the way the nature of it works. If you can lift that hammer, you are Thor. And there have been females who've been able to do that before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Storm was able to do that. Wonder Woman was able to do that in that big crossover. I do kind of take issue with, like, well, it's not Thorina or it's not Thora. There's a big W on her helmet for a woman Thor. Does anyone else notice that?
You know, let me throw out a couple things. First of all, The View, I think it's just a coincidence. I think they're expanding their market.
You think it's a coincidence?
Well, tonight they're making an announcement on the Colbert, or last night by the time this airs.
Yeah.
Announced on the Colbert Report about a new book as well. I think what they're doing
which we aren't talking about because that's how video works, internet.
But, I mean, the expectation is that's going to be the new Captain America book, and the thought is that it's going to be Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
So if they're doing sort of these alternate Avengers, it's not Thor. It's not Thor transforming into a woman, although if you go by the Earth X crossover, which takes place in Marvel's future, that's supposed to happen.
Yes.
This is a different character. It's been teased. It's an establishing character from the books that already exists.
People are saying maybe Angela, the character from Spawn. That would be interesting. That's just nobody knows.
I think that's a terrible idea, personally.
It could be interesting. It could be any number of women in the Thor.
I don't know.
Also, Marvel not replacing their characters. What about like Miles Morales and Bucky as Captain America?
Yeah, that lasted.
Well, nothing lasts in comics. I mean,
Right,
like
Kyle Rayner's still around.
What's that?
Kyle Rayner is still around. A lot of characters in
Well, they're all
DC
still
who
around.
replaced the
They'll
mantle.
continue as supporting characters.
Right.
but,
Well, like Dick Grayson isn't Robin anymore, for example. It's okay to do this.
Yeah.
Is my point. There have been a variety of different flashes, and I think that element of it is cool. Actually, it's kind of my argument here. Is what I'm saying. And I had another point, but I forgot it. So you guys talk.
I'm just honestly thrilled to see a woman in armor that doesn't look like it will stab her through the chest if she falls or she gets hit. No, I think it's a really cool design. I love the idea of another female superhero because you know I'm kind of obsessed with that. I think it's fantastic. I like I said though, I do understand why there are people who are upset that this is how they're bringing women in. But you know what? The truth is, you bring more women into comics, that's awesome. Doesn't matter how they get in.
Well, I think it does matter how they get in. I
don't think so.
I think there are bad ways to do it.
I don't know. I mean, look, so I was at a comic book store once, and I witnessed this scene where a girl came in. She had just seen the first Thor movie and said, hey, do you think you could help me out? I just saw the movie. I'd really love to read Thor comics. Where should I start? And the guy at the counter said to her, haha, you just think Chris Hemsworth is hot. Who the hell cares if that's why she got into comics?
Okay, that's not...
Now she likes comics. Well, maybe after that guy she doesn't.
Well, yeah, that guy's a jerk.
That guy is a jerk.
Screw that guy.
Hell yeah.
All right, if you're out there, screw you, man. We need to talk about Comic-Con. What are you guys looking forward to at Comic-Con? What's like the big panel or news you're hoping for? Silas, what do you got?
You know, the DC and Marvel are the two obvious choices. Marvel always has a great presentation, and I think it's in DC's best interest, Warner Brothers' best interest, this time to step up their game and try to throw out something that really can compete against Marvel, because Marvel, I am sure, is going to blow people away.
Oh, absolutely.
But DC, they released their press release, and they didn't mention Batman vs. Superman at all.
Yeah, well, Marvel didn't mention Doctor Strange or Avengers 2 or a lot of the things that we know are going to be
The reason I
themes.
bring this up is a few years ago, they released a press release and said nothing about The Dark Knight Rises, and then they showed nothing about The Dark Knight Rises. It was completely left out of their Hall H presentation.
Well, I think a lot of this stuff is based on surprise and people going in. We've talked about this before the show, that people are really expecting to go in and see something that no one announced. You know, because people, it's not like they're not filling Comic-Con. So it's not like, oh, we have to say what's going to be there or people won't come. So I'm hoping there's some good surprises. I won't be in Hall H at all because I'm doing interviews outside of it, so I won't see any of it until after, like everybody else. But I'm really excited for some of the TV stuff, like Flash, Constantine, iZombie, all that stuff.
They're showing all those. They're showing all the pilots of those, like a couple of times, I think, throughout the con. I'm really excited about that.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, there's something for everyone. And the stuff I like going to a Comic-Con that I feel like doesn't get enough press because everyone's all focused on the news is the stuff that's there every year. That's all about community. It's all about sharing experience, like Spike and Mike's Gauntlet of Twisted Animation, or Jerry Beck's Worst Cartoons Ever. Which, have you ever been to that? Worst cartoons ever.
Yeah,
This isn't just like, oh, I saw a bad Saturday morning. No. Like, you will bleed out your eyes. It's so amazing how bad these cartoons are. Or Rotten Tomatoes has a cool panel as well where if you disagree with a critic, the critics will be there and you can yell at them in person.
I was on that panel last year.
Yeah.
It's a blast. You have to go to it.
So much fun.
Honestly, I have to say the thing I'm looking forward to the most is that Silas makes me buy really weird stuff every year. He made me buy a giant blue narwhal one year, stuffed narwhal. True. It is. So I want to see what Silas is going to make me buy this year.
I just want to go, there goes a narwhal.
Mostly, though, I'll be in the darkness of Hall H, so if you see me or see any of us at the con, come up and say hi.
Please come say hi.
Come up and say hi. Tell me my hair is stupid. So that's it from Most Craved. We'll see you next week where we'll be doing Comic-Con stuff. It'll be fun, man. Hammer time.